80% of cardiac arrests happen at home, and that means that you could potentially save a life with CPR. And it's most likely going to be someone you love, right?
Yes, but effective bystander CPR provided immediately after sudden cardiac arrest can also double or triple a victim's chance of survival. So if someone you don't even know, you can help them out. So we have Tiffany Jacobs here. She's an American Heart Association volunteer. She's here to share an amazing story of how she used her skills to save a stranger's life. You were sharing this with us just moments ago.
Yeah.
Please share with our viewers. It's incredible.
Yeah, so I took a CPR recertification course on September 30th, and literally on my way out the door, I told the instructor, who's also a friend of mine, you know I'm never going to need this, right? And he said, well, you never know, it could come in handy someday. And that was probably about 10 o'clock in the morning, and by 4 o'clock, I was on the side of the road performing CPR on a gentleman who had just totally become unresponsive in his vehicle. He was with his son, and the son and another bystander had taken him out of the vehicle and laid him on the ground, and they had started doing CPR. And I pulled up on the scene, and I just thought, well, maybe I can call 911 or just be support for the family or something. And I got out of my car, and she said, I could really use some help. Does somebody know CPR? And I said, I do. So I ran over and I started doing compressions, and we had the 911 operator on the phone helping me stay on pace with the rhythm. It's pretty intimidating when you're in that situation. You kind of just want to go really fast, but if you go too fast, then you might not go deep enough, and you want to push hard and fast in the center of the chest. So we did hands-only CPR. We did not perform any breaths. We did that until the paramedics got there, and turns out he's actually a retired police commander for the Lakewood Police Force. So it was not only a really amazing story, but
and he's doing well
giving
still?
back. Yeah, he's doing really well. I actually got to see him last Thursday for a Boy Scout banquet that we were honored at. So
That's
wonderful,
gosh.
Tiffany.
So he's amazing.
Here's my question. You're in that moment. You just got certification. Do you just go on autopilot? I mean, how did that work?
Yeah,
just for people out there who might have to do something like this.
It really is muscle memory. I mean, I think they have you repeat it so many times in the class that you kind of just, your body just remembers what to do. So, you know, when I first got to the scene, I kind of thought, okay, wait, I've got to check for breathing. I've got to check and see that he actually needs CPR before I perform it, because you don't want to hurt somebody. So those kind of facts do get a little bit blurry at first, but you kind of just, okay, collect yourself and you say, all right, check them, make sure that they need it. If they're unresponsive, I mean, you're not going to hurt them if you're helping them in any way. So, you know, that's what we did. We just did that, and my body just knew what to do.
Nice.
Really an incredible story. And you mentioned that you were there for recertification.
Yeah.
How long have you been certified, and how have things changed over the time that you've been getting certified with CPR?
Well, I was certified the first time when I was in massage school, which was back in like 2000, 2001. And then I got recertified a couple of years ago, actually. So up until then, I hadn't really felt comfortable with any of the skills that I learned. And so what has changed the most is that they don't recommend doing, well, it's not that they don't recommend doing the breaths, but they're really pushing a hands-only training rather than doing the breaths as well. I think they did a study, and most of the people that they interviewed said they would not do CPR on a stranger because they didn't want to do the breaths. It wasn't about the compressions. It wasn't about wanting to help somebody. They just didn't want to put their mouth to another person's mouth for so many different reasons. So now there's a big push, and they found that it's just as effective to just do hands-only CPR.
Obviously, it saved a life, right? Because you just did those compressions. Why don't you tell us kind of some of the stats? Most heart attacks happen outside of a hospital, just in everyday living, right? Yeah,
and I'm not super familiar with all of the facts and stats that the American Heart Association can offer, but they have those facts listed on their website, I'm sure, at heart.org, which you can also go there to get more information for CPR classes that they're offering.
Right.
But I do know that it's in the 10% range that people survive outside of a hospital setting when receiving CPR. Some of my friends who are first responders have also told me that it's pretty rare if they show up on scene and nobody has started any compressions or any CPR, that it's a rare occasion that the person is saved. So to get a bystander who would be willing to come in and actually start compressions for that person, it increases their risk or their survival rate so much more than if you just did nothing at all.
Yeah, just looking at these classes, it's so great to see them so full. I mean, people are clearly getting the message from the American Heart Association, just encouraging everyone to get certified or recertified and really learn those life-saving skills. So bravo, Tiffany. Thank you so much for saving a life, and who knows how many more you could save in your lifetime.
Well, you know, we certified 11 people at my office to become CPR certified, and I think the American Heart Association has trained about 6,000 people in hands-only CPR as well since just that event. So
impressive. It's wonderful.
Pretty cool.
Good job, girl.
Yeah, thank you.
And if you would like to get trained in CPR during American Heart Month, you can register for a course at heart.org/CPR.
If you are tired